Good morning, boys. Today we will see the chapter number 8. Chapter number 8 is called Statistics and Probability. So, what is the statistics normally comes into our mind, that is mean, median, mode. So, these type of topic you studied in the lower classes. Mean, that is average. Average is nothing but mean. Then median, mode. So, these three concepts you learnt already in the lower classes, but little bit advanced of that mean, median and mode we have to see in this exercise. Clear? So, this is mainly used to find out that for example, what is the average height of the students. So, you have to add all the height of the particular class boys, then divide the number of by, that is get average. Sometimes that is not really exactly the accuracy, for which they developed two more mean, that is harmonic mean and geometrical mean. Harmonic mean can use to one distance, and the distance is constant, and if traveled by different speed, to cover that 500 kilometer distance by different speed, the rate of the speed of the car will get changed, depends upon the time. So, in such a case you cannot use arithmetic mean, you will get not answer will get, but that is not accurate answer, for which they are using that harmonic mean. Harmonic mean is mainly used to get accuracy in case of the rate of changes in the speed with the same that distance. Clear? Rate of changes, wherever you see the rate of changes, that will comes, you have to use harmonic mean formula. Clear? Kilometer per hour, then number of, then some examples are given in that exercise. It is harmonic mean kilometer per, that is what is the consumption by the petrol, 1 liter petrol, it will give how many kilometers. So, this comes and it will be get changed. Clear? Depends upon the speed, you may get the kilometer given by the car will be reduced. If you go the prescribed kilometers, the speed of the particular kilometer, then you will get more mileage. If you rise the speed, then automatically your mileage will be reduced. So, those type of problems you have to use harmonic mean. Clear? Period per semester, which means you cannot judge the semester, one semester will get only 10 periods. If it is given 10 periods, but sometimes due to some natural calamities, that teacher is not able to complete 10 classes per semester. Therefore, what he will do, he will take 2 or 3 more periods per day, which means he have to changes. There will be changes. So, those type of problems are comes under harmonic mean, whereas for growth, population growth, so you cannot predict the population growth, tomorrow will comes 10,000, so it will be get changed. So, you cannot predict what happened the next year. So, those type of problems, that is comes under population growth with the percentage, is you have to apply geometrical mean. So, there are 3 mean, arithmetic mean. In that arithmetic mean we have a special formula, geometrical mean and harmonic mean. Harmonic mean used for the rate of changes per kilometer or mileage per kilometer or speed and number of periods per semester. So, these all will comes in the harmonic mean. Whereas, the population growth, you cannot say that population growth might be tomorrow exactly 10 birth baby in the tomorrow the birth rate will be 10%. You cannot say like that. Clear? So, it may be slight changes. In such a case, you have to use what type of mean? Geometrical mean. Clear? So, therefore, apart from this, you have to study some new concept, that is mean deviation, coefficient of mean deviations. Clear? So, those you have to see one by one. That is formula will be very, formula only it is difficult to memorize, but once you understand in such a way that you can keep yourself that formula, how to write formulas for the deviations, quartile deviations, percentile and deciles. So, we have different formulas to find, to measure the mean, quartile decile, percentile. So all these three have different formulas for different categories, because we have data, we have two types. One is ungrouped data, another one is grouped data. Under the grouped data, we have two concepts. Clear? That is X and frequency, and another one is continuous data. Clear? For grouped data, we have discrete data and also continuous data, whereas in ungrouped data we have only one. So there is no, that frequency will be given. So ungrouped data, grouped data. Grouped data, we have two concepts. Clear? One is continuous data, another one is grouped data. That is, we are assigning that X into frequency. So now we have to see some problems based on this concept. Clear? So now we'll start it with the quartile formula. Quartile means what? By 4. So for ungrouped data, we have the formula to find the first quartile, third quartile, that is Q1. Q stands for quartile. Q1, the formula is n plus 1 by 4. This is the formula to find quartile formula, first quartile. And the third quartile, this is very simple to find out. No, just you have to memorize the formula how to find the quartile. This is actually, this is very easy, but only calculation part will be little bit more. So quartile 1, quartile 2, that is 2 of n plus 1 by 4. Quartile 3, that is 3 of small n plus 1 by 4. The small n stands for number of observations. This is for ungrouped data. This stands for ungrouped data. For ungrouped data, we have Q1, Q2, Q3. You can find Q4 also. So when you use Q4, that is 4 of n plus 1 by 4. This is nothing but what? Q4 equal to n plus 1. So quartile 1, quartile 2, quartile 3 and quartile 4. Clear? So this is the formula. You have to memorize. This is n plus 1 by 4. Quarter means by 4. Quarterly means what? By 4. If it is 1 means actually you have to write 1 into n plus 1. 2 into n plus 1 by 4. Q3, 3 into n plus 1 by 4. Q4, 4 into n plus 1 by 4. So this is for ungrouped data. Whereas for grouped data, instead of capital N, small n, you have to write capital N, that is summation F. Capital N stands for summation F. So what is the formula for Q1? Capital N plus 1 by 4. For Q2, you have to write 2 of capital N plus 1 by 4. For Q3, 3 of n plus 1 by 4 and so on. Clear? So these are the formula to find out quartile, first quartile, second quartile, third quartile and fourth quartile. Similarly for first quartile under the grouped data, second quartile for grouped data and third one. So these are the formula where capital N stands for summation F. In both cases, you have to arrange the data in ascending order, smaller to bigger or bigger to smaller. That is your wish. You have to arrange that before you started to find these quartiles. Please, you have to write down the given data in order, either ascending order or descending order. Better you go for ascending order, small number to bigger number. First you have to assign the given data in terms of ascending order, then you have to start to find out quartile under the ungrouped data and the grouped data. Grouped data we have two categories. Clear? So it may be in terms of XF and continuous data. Clear? So you have two methods, but both method you have to follow. For X and F we have this formula. For when class interval is given, we have separate formula. That is nothing but, that is also very easy. That formula is, that is Q1 is equal to L plus n by 4 minus PCF by F into C. So this is the formula for continuous data. Q1 is equal to L plus N by 4 minus previous cumulative frequency. PCF stands for previous cumulative frequency by frequency into C. C stands for class. This is for Q1. Just like Q1. So now if you want to find out Q2, just you have to replace by what? 2n by 4. If you want to find Q3, in this formula you have to replace n by 4 by what? 3n by 4. Clear? Very simple. Don't change the remaining part. For Q1 you have to for Q1 n by 4. For Q2 L plus this you have to replace by like this. Q2 means you have to multiply by this by what? 2. That's why we are doing 2n by 4. Clear? To find Q3, this you have to multiply by what? 3. Then you have to write everything as it is. This way you have to memorize the formula. This is for quartiles. Same way you have deciles and percentile. Decile means you have to divide by 10. Instead of 4, 4, 4, 4, you have to divide by what? 10, 10, 10. Clear? So, for both cases, instead of that quarter means 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, everything 4, 4. If it is a deciles, you have to, just for example I am writing for decile for Q1, that is D1. D1 means decile, first decile, which means you have to write n plus 1 by 10. Instead of 4 you have to write 10. For D3, that is decile 3, that you have to multiply 3n plus 1 by 10. There won't be any changes in the numerator, only changes in the denominator for decile. In the place of 4, you have to replace by what? 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Clear? So decile means you have to replace 4 by 10. All the cases, all the types, group, ungrouped data or grouped data, you have to replace, because this is quarter. Quarterly means you have to use 4, because 1 year equal to how many? Quarter, there is 4. So you have to divide by 4, 4, 4. If it's a decile, just you replace 4 by what? 10. That's what I am teaching by examples. There is no change in the numerator, just you have to change 4 by 10. If it is percentile, if I am asking the percentile P10, then you have to multiply that by 10, 10 plus 1. Percentile means what? 100. So divide, replace 4 for all the cases by what? 100. Even you have to replace this by what? 100. Clear? If you are like to find out P10 for this problem, I am writing very clearly. You can see that L plus 10n by 100 minus PCF by F into C. That's all. If you like to find out percentile 10, 10n by 100. Percentile means you should replace denominator by 100. Decile means you have to replace the denominator by 10. If it is quartile, you have to write only 4. There is no difference. So you have to memorize in such a way that there is no changes in the numerator for both cases. Only changes in this continuous data. Same concept. If you want to find out decile 3, then 3n by what will come? For decile what will come? 4 should be replaced by 10. If it is percentile, 4 should be replaced by 100. That's all, very simple. So once you know this formula, then doing the problems is very simple. But the calculation part will take more time, because if it is in the classroom, I can easily ask you to do everything with the help of the calculator. So now I don't know calculator, so I am teaching through the YouTube classes. So please, when you started to listen this chapter, use calculator. Without calculator, you please don't see that YouTube classes. Take your textbook and watch the videos with the calculator, just to check whether it is correct or wrong. Clear? Now you will see the exercise number 8.1. Find the first quartile and third quartile for the given observations. Question number 1. I told you already, before you started to find the percentile or decile or quartile, first you have to rewrite the given data in ascending order. That is smaller number to bigger number. It is given already in order, so no need to change. If it is not given in the question in order, then you have to rewrite the given, arrange in descending order. Clear? So in the question number 1 it is given already in order. See, it is in increasing order, therefore no need to rewrite the questions in order. If it is not given, you have to rewrite. That is very, very important. So to find in the lower classes, you learn to how to find the median. You are not allowed to just you find median as it is what is given in the questions. You are asked to arrange the data with under the X in order, either descending order or ascending order. After that, you are asked to find out the median. The same way, when you started to find out the quartile or percentile or deciles, you please arrange the data in order. Here in the question number 1, it is given in order, there is no problem. But if it is not given in order, you must write the given data in either increasing order or decreasing order. Now it is given already, so I don't want to change. So it is given already in order, so all are given in even numbers. So 12, 14, 16, 18, 20 and 22. So now you have to find out first quartile. This is ungrouped data. For ungrouped data, you know the formula for find Q1, that is n plus 1 by 4th term. N plus 1 by 4th term. So what is n? Small n stands for number of datas, whereas capital N stands for total frequency. That is the difference between the grouped data and the ungrouped data. For ungrouped data, you have to use small n. Small n stands for number of observations. If you use capital N is always stands in statistics, that is total frequency. Don't use capital N. Even if you use capital N, nothing wrong, but you should know the difference between the small n and capital N. Capital N stands for sum of the frequency, small n stands for number of observations. Now, n is number of observations. Just you have to count how many number of observations is given. Sometimes in the question itself they mention the number of observations is 10. If it is not mentioned, you please count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So number of observation is how many? 11. So now you have to find out Q1. I said Q means quartile. Quartile means you have to write by 4. If it is percentile, you have to write by 100. If it is percentile 1, then answer is n plus 1 by 100. If it is decile 1, n plus 1 by 10. So depends upon the question, you have to change the denominator. Don't change the numerator. Clear? I explained already how to write on the formula. Just you have to memorize the formula, and depends upon the question, you have to change only the denominator. So n is 11, 11 plus 1 by 4, that is 12 by 4, which will give you what? 3. So what is the third term? 1, 2, 3. So answer is what? 6. So your Q1 is equal to how much? 6. That's the answer. Don't write this is your answer. This is the third, which term? Q1 is equal to n plus 1 by 4th term. So now you have to find out third term. So what is third term of the sequence? 6. So answer is 6. Don't write as 3. Clear? Now you have to find out third quartile, that is Q3. What is the formula? 3 into small n plus 1 by 4, the term or unit, whatever you can write. 3n plus 1, n plus 1 is how much? 12. So 3 into 12 by 4, when you cancel get 9th term. Clear? So what is the 9th term? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9th term is how much? 8. Check again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9th term is 18. That's all. Your answer is Q1 and Q3. Clear? So be careful, that is very, very easy, but you should be very careful of using that formula. Some of the boys, they will write like this, 3n plus 1 by 4. If you do the calculations, n is replaced by 11 plus 1 by 4. 3 11s are how much? 33 plus 1, 35 by 4. You will get some decimal value. So these type of calculations is very wrong. Please be careful of using the brackets. 3 of n plus 1. Don't write 3n plus 1. Because some of the boys last year, they convert the formula in this format. They did not get the answer. So please be careful. You should be right. If you want to find Q3, 3 should be outside of the brackets. If you want to find Q4, 4 into n plus 1. So don't write 4n plus 1. by 4 in this format, you will get wrong answer. Clear? So this is the method to find quartile 1 and quartile 3. Now you see the question number 2. Find Q1, Q3, D8. Something is given: decile, percentile and quartile. All the three concepts that you have to see in that next question. So what is that? It is grouped data. Clear? Because it is given already size of the shares and frequency. You don't see that frequency is in order or not. You have to see only that what is the concept, the first row, number of size of the shares. That alone you have to see whether it is given in order or not in order. If it is not in order, you have to write in order. Once if you rewrite the given question in order, automatically you have to change the frequency also. Clear? So don't change only the first row alone. When you change the first row in order, then the corresponding frequency also you have to write in exact places. Otherwise you will get wrong answers. Now the question number 2. For I am writing this is x, I consider this is x, f. This is grouped data. F4, 4.5, 5.5, 6, 6.5, 7, 7.5, then 8. Then frequency 10, 18, 22, 25, 40, 15, 7 is 10, 7.5, 8 and 8 is 7. Clear? So for grouped data you cannot find, you should find out cumulative frequency. This you know how to, this you can use in the lower class to find median. How to write cumulative frequency? 10, add 28, this will be 50, then 75, 75, 105, 105 or what? 115, 115 plus 1, that is 130, 140, 148, then 155. This you know how to find cumulative frequency. Write on the first data as frequency as it is, then you have to add the previous one. The successor, you can add the previous cumulative frequency, will get answer. So now you have to check whether your cumulative frequency is correct or wrong. The final answer of the cumulative frequency should be equal to this total. So I am adding 10, 20, 20 plus 20, 40, 40 plus 20. You can add tens. That will be very easy to add. 10, 20, 40, 60, 100, 120, then you are 128, 35, 40, 50. Clear? 10, 20, 40, 60, 100, 120, 120 plus 8, 128, 135, 40, 50, something is given what? We will get some different answer. Clear? So check again 8 to 10, 15, 20, 20, 28, 35, remainder 3, 5, 9, 11, 14, 15, 155. My answer is correct. Just you have to check. You have to use calculator. Here I don't have a calculator, so I am doing manually. But you are allowed to use calculator. Please use calculator and find out. Now for grouped data, you should find cumulative frequency. Not only for these type of data, even for continuous data, for sum number 3 also, you have to find out cumulative frequency. Now you have to find out Q1, quartile 1. So quartile means you should know denominator should be always 4, because one full is equally divided into how many quarters? So 4. Therefore, you have to divide by 4. The formula is capital N plus 1 by 4. Clear? Don't use small n. Small n you can use to only for ungrouped data. For grouped data, you please use always capital N. Here the capital N stands for, I told you already, is sum of the total frequency. What is the total frequency? 155. It is N is equal to 155. So now we can replace in the place of N by 155 plus 1 by 4. Your answer is 156 by 4. So divide by 4. 4 3s are how much? 12. remainder 3, 4 9s are 36. Clear? So just you don't copy, you can use calculator. 4 3s are 12, 15 minus 12 will give you 3, 36, so 9 4s are 36, that is 39. So don't write Q1 is equal to 39, your answer is wrong. So where will be coming 39? 39 comes under, you can see the cumulative frequency. 39 falls in where 50, just you have to circle it. Clear? Don't write Q1 is equal to 39. If you write, your answer is wrong. They will not give marks. You have to find out whether the Q1 39 comes under, in which it falls on under the cumulative frequency. So 39 falls, it is comes below 50, 50 is there under the cumulative frequency, that is straight to 50. What is your x value? 5. So your answer is 5. Clear? Next you have to find out Q3. What is Q3? Same formula. If you write like this, you will get wrong answer. I told you very clearly, you have to write 3 of n plus 1 by 4. Clear? I'll already find n plus 1 by 4 is how much? 39. Therefore, it is enough to just you multiply this answer by what? 3. That's enough, because n plus 1 by 4 I got already how much? 39. So you can multiply by 3 table. 3 9s are 27. Remainder through 3 3s are 9. 9 plus 2 is how much? 117. Where will come 117 in cumulative frequency? 117 will falls on, it comes under 130. Clear? 117 comes under 130. Just you see straight to 130 under the x column, you will get Q3 is equal to how much? 6.5. So this is the way of finding that Q1 and Q3. Now you are asked to find out D8, that is decile. Decile means what? 10. There won't be any changes in the numerator, that is n plus 1 by 10. But you have to find out 8. Therefore, 8 of n plus 1 by 4, like 3 of n plus 1 by 4. So if you don't write like this, that's what I mentioned clearly. If you started to open this problem like this, you will get wrong answer. That's what I am putting into symbol. Clear? You have to follow this process. Now n plus 1 by 8. What is the n plus 1? Already we found n plus 1 is 56 into 8 by 10. So just you have to apply that formula, that is 2 table 5 4, that's all, no other possibilities. So we'll get 4 6 are how much? 4 6 are 24, remainder 2 22 6 by 5. So you can use calculator and simplify and check again, it comes under which part? Just to circulate corresponding value for x, you have to write. So divide and see. I don't know calculator, you please just you have to divide and see, you will get answer. Clear? Divide by 624 by 5, you will get one value, and see to that whether it will come in that category or not. After find out, just you have to circulate with the pencil, don't use pen. Find out the exact value under x. You will get answer. Clear? Next, you have to find out P67. P67, that is percentile 67 n plus 1 by 100. 67 into n plus 1, which will give you already, that is 156 by 100, that is 67 into 1.56. Multiply and see. Again you have to circulate. I will do it with the calculator. The calculations, please you have to do the calculations properly, otherwise you will get wrong answer. So I will work it out only for you that what is that value for the D8 and B16. Clear? So what is that given? 624 by 5, which will give you 1 1, 2, 4, 8. So 1, 2, 4, where will come 124? Same category. Here will come 124. So what will be the answer? D8 is how much? 6.5. Clear. Similarly for P67, what is it as? 67 into 1.56. 67 into 1.56, you will get so you will get 104.52, which will give 104.52. Where will come? Here it will come. So what is the corresponding value for X? 6. So answer is 6. Clear. Now it is the same way you can find out the next problem. So this is the answer for percentile 67 and decile 8. Clear. Use calculator and circle it. Very simple problem. Clear. So be careful. What is the difference from the previous one? Previous one is ungrouped data. For ungrouped data you can write in order. Not only for ungrouped data. For grouped data also you have to see whether it is in order or not. If it is not in order, you please write in order under the X column. Once you arrange these in order, automatically frequency also get changed. Clear. Then we can proceed like this. This is for one method. Then question number, this is one method under the group data. For the same category, we have another one concept, it is called continuous data. That is comes under sum number 3. Same. For sum number 3 also you have to find out cumulative frequency. Use calculator. That will be very easy for you to get the answers soon. Otherwise, it will take more time. Now, question number 3, wages that you can take in as class interval 10 to 20. So 20 to 80. So 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50. 50 to 60, 60 to 70, 70 to 80, your frequency is given 1, 3, 11, 21, 43, 32, 9. Clear? Just you have to add, use calculator, 1, 3, 4, 15, 15, this is the 15 plus 20. 36, 36, 36 plus 40, 76, 79, 79, 79 plus 30, 109, 109, 118 plus 2, 120. We will check whether we will get 120 or not under the cumulative frequency. You can easily check by forming cumulative frequency table. So frequency is 1, 4, 15, this will become 36. This is 79, this one is 11, so 1, 1, this is 120. You see, the final data under the cumulative frequency is exactly is equal to total frequency. That's all. It is very easy. Clear? The same concept. Now we have the formula lower quartile, that is Q1. Q1 only is called what? Lower quartile. This is the formula L plus N by 4 minus TCF by F into C. PCF means what? Previous cumulative frequency. Here F is frequency. What is L? That is lower limit. So how do you find out this one? First you have to find out what is N by 4. You know why I am using by 4? Because quartile. One quartile, therefore N by 4. What is mean by capital N? Capital N is nothing but what? Summation frequency. So what is summation? Total frequency 120. First you have to find out N by 4, that is 1 by 120 by 4, which will give you 30. Now you have to check whether the 30 will comes under which data under the cumulative frequency under 36. Just you have to circle it. Just you have to circle it. Now this is continuous data. You have to see this is L. This is called model. This is called model class interval. How do you find out the model class interval? By taking N by 4. 30. So model class interval. In that model class interval, you please take that lower limit as L. When you take the lower limit as L, you check whether the previous upper data is same. Suppose if it is 39, then when you take lower limit, you have to take L is equal to 40 minus 0.5, which will give you 39.5. Be careful when the limits are different. See, when you take L, that is lower limit of the particular model class, that is the model class, when the previous upper limit is some different from the lower limit of that model class, you please subtract 0.5 from 40. Clear? Understand or understand? So now you have to find out the lower limit. Here the limits are same, therefore no need to subtract 0.5 from that lower limit. When the limits are different, you must subtract 0.5 from the lower limit. Now you have to write L is equal to 40 and the corresponding frequency is how much? 21. What is the previous cumulative frequency above that model class? 15. Then C is class size. What is the class size? Difference between 50 and 40, that is 10. Just you have to substitute, you will get answer 40 plus n by 4 is 30 minus the previous cumulative frequency data by total frequency into the class size 10. So boys, remember, first you have to simplify the inside the bracket 15 by 21 into 10. Multiply, divide, then finally you can add. Clear? Just you have to multiply these two and divide by 21, you will get one answer. Add and write, that is Q1. To find Q3, just you have to write which number? 3. Clear? You proceed, we will see the remaining part of the question in the next class. Thank you boys.